In this video, I'm going to be taking the head of a rotten deer carcass I found, and over the course of about 2 weeks, cleaning it up, working on it, and turning it into a beautiful European deer mount. I hope you'll enjoy the video and stick around to the end. Here it is. Doesn't smell too good. All that's left is that little bit of backbone, so I'm going to try to get that off and carry the skull back. I'm trying to use a stick to break the rest of its neck off. I got most of it off, and the last little bit I'm getting off. There we go. And that's its throat, I believe, or was its throat. It looks like the rest of the rib bones and stuff and backbone is over here, which I didn't notice till just now, so probably coyote got to it or something and just dragged it out. All the maggots in there, I decided to put them in here to clean them out a little bit, the skull, and there's just maggots everywhere. All those little white things down that creek, those are all maggots, thousands of them. Now we got it set up and we just got to put the skull in. We're going to sit and let it boil for about an hour or until all the meat starts to come off. I use this thing to keep the antlers, which are starting to get a little bit burnt, and the wood coal. Pretty much what you do is you use this thing, oops, and you pump pressure into it, and then you spray. And it keeps it cool, so I can just spray this stuff and keep it nice and cooled off. And you can see right now all the maggots that were left in there are trying to find their way out because now it's finally starting to heat up. Currently there are maggots that continue to float up that are, I guess, coming out of holes that are, the heat's finally building up and popping, like brain cavity or something, and now there's a bunch of maggots really starting to pop out randomly, so that's pleasant right after eating lunch. Now I've taken them out of the water and kind of rinsed them off a little bit. Tried to knock some more flesh off with the stick, and now I've just been pressure washing all the rest of it off as much as I can get. Now I got some water with hydrogen peroxide in it. So I'm going to go ahead and put the mostly cleaned off antler head in there. Now I've wrapped the base in plastic to keep the peroxide from staining the antlers that much. And then I also wrapped them in tinfoil to keep them from burning. Still smells a little bit, which probably is not good, but whatever. All right, there we go. Now that is sitting in there. And now it's been in here around 20 to 30 minutes, so I'm probably going to take it out about now. Yesterday, after I took it out, I rinsed it off and set it in here. And now I'm just going to be setting it out every morning to sit in the sun to hopefully kind of air out and let the sun bleach it some of the rest of the way. I've been doing that for about a week, and this is what it looks like so far. Unless you get your nose right up to it, you can't smell it anymore. And there's pretty much just a little bit of stuff I found down there in that crack that I'm going to use a pick to get out. And I've been using my knife to just scrape off any remains I see that might be making it smell that the boiling water didn't get off. And overall, it's pretty close to being done. So I'm going to go ahead and pick the rest of that stuff out from in there. Now what I'm going to try to do is, if you listen, you can kind of hear the teeth are loose. So I saw this on a video. I don't know if it works or not, but if you use Elmer's glue, since it dries clear, it'll work fine on this. So I'm going to try to glue the teeth in place, and then any cracks and stuff, you put glue on, let it sit for a little bit, wipe it off with whatever, then just let it sit, and then once it's done, kind of smooth it out, and you can't even tell it was there. So I'm going to try that, see how it goes. And y'all might have noticed that the tip of this deer nose is missing. It's because we didn't hunt it. It was already been sitting out there, so it's not exactly the same as when you do one that you've hunted and killed yourself, but it's about as good as I can do with what I have. So I haven't used this stuff in forever. Now it's been about 10 minutes, so I'm just going to come and kind of wipe a lot of this off and then let the rest of it sit and dry for another hour or so. Only did one side to see if it would work. Now that I know it's working, I'm going to go ahead and do the other side. Now it's dried and you can't even tell it was ever on there. Put a little bit more hydrogen peroxide on both sides. And now I got it hanging up because I'm going to spray it with some finish to just help preserve it and make it look a little bit shinier. And here it is, said and done. The coat has finally dried, and overall it looks pretty good, I think. So I'll just hang it up on the wall eventually inside of a man cave I'm renovating. This is gonna look really nice hanging in it. If you liked the video, go ahead and like and subscribe. Leave a comment of any tips you have of working on the European deer mount thing. Go ahead and try it yourself. Go out in nature, you know. Make stuff, do stuff, get your hands on stuff, and just learn as you go. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one.